welcome back to another weekly reading vlog. I'm feeling quite faint today, so I'm gonna sit down and talk about the books that I have read last week. I've realised over the years that I definitely have had POTS, and my POTS symptoms were way worse around my period, and I've never really connected the two and realised that it is POTS. So it's very interesting seeing how my body's coping with this period and relating it all back to POTS, and just it all makes so much more sense now, because I feel so dizzy and faint all the time around my period, and I get really bad hot flushes, and I just have complete exhaustion and fatigue. I've been sleeping last week more than I've been awake, so yeah, it's good to have some closure. I also am going to my doctor the end of this week because last week I did a 24-hour heart monitor, and I'm getting the results for that on Thursday, I think. Thursday is a big day because I'm also getting a lot of my hair chopped off. So yeah, I used to have very short hair and I've grown it out, and it's just very hard to maintain and manage, especially when I don't have much energy. So I think it would be nice to have a fresh chop, but I'm a little bit nervous because I have grown a bit attached to my long hair. Anyway, we'll see how that goes on Thursday. But yeah, I'm getting my doctor results then, and then hopefully some steps forward on ways to cope with POTS. But yeah, the books that I read last week are here. I started the week on Monday reading a book in one day because I think I was feeling really run down and sick that day, and I just stayed in bed and read all day. And that book was surprisingly Verity by Colleen Hoover. I haven't read any Colleen Hoover books before, and I don't plan on reading any more in the future. I just wanted to read this one to see if it was as unhinged and crazy as everyone said it was, and I was very disappointed by this book. I found the plot twist very boring, very predictable. I felt like it could have been crazier, and yeah, I don't want to give too much away if you don't want it to be spoiled, but I was just like, is that all? That's the twist? The writing was very fast-paced and quick and easy to read, which was good, but yeah, it's just a lot of unnecessary spicy scenes as well, and just yeah, not for me. I didn't think it was that mind-blowing or crazy, so I ended up giving I think 2 stars. Next book I read, also I gave 2 stars I think, which was really sad because I gave this author's book 5 stars when I read his other one, and this is Grief is the Thing with Feathers by Max Porter. I loved Lanny so much. That book was just such beautiful lyrical writing, very nature-based, very whimsical. This one touches all on grief, but it's very much more a poetry book, and it's very much more abstract than his usual writing, which is already quite abstract. So I was just quite lost and didn't feel that connected, and it's a very short book, and I just feel like I didn't get much out of this book. Yeah, I was very disappointed by this one, but I am excited to read more of his work because his writing is genuinely gorgeous. I just didn't really connect with this one, but I do highly recommend Lanny if you haven't read that and you love nature writing and very poetical, lyrical, beautiful writing. But yeah, this one just wasn't for me. Well, I read a book on my phone, so I don't have a copy of it. I borrowed it from the library. I read Thunderhead, and I forget the name of the author. It's a new release, a new Australian release, and I really enjoyed it. It's a very short book. I read it all in one sitting just at night, but it touches all on getting out of an abusive relationship, and the main protagonist, she is a writer. Throughout the book, she used a lot of lists to describe the way that she is feeling and what she is going through, and it's just a very interesting look on getting out of an abusive relationship and dealing with toxic environment, and it's written really beautifully, and yeah, I really liked it. And it also connects, the way she's feeling connects to the weather that's outside. So as the storm is brewing, a storm is brewing in her life as well. So Thunderhead is a type of cloud or sort of weather formation. So I really liked the parallels of that. That was really interesting. And yeah, I really liked that one. It's not super memorable because it was quite short. I haven't really thought about it since I read it, but I did like it, and I would definitely read more of that author's work. I will list below the books that I talk about, and the author will be down there because I have forgotten the name of the author at the moment, but yeah, I really like that one. And the last book that I read last week, so I picked up The Bee Sting by Paul Murray, and I started reading that, but I think because I was in such like a mental and physical slump last week, I just wanted to reach for cozy books, and I was feeling quite down about being sick last week, and it was really getting to me, which it normally doesn't. I'm normally okay at dealing with the grief and stuff that comes with living with a chronic illness. But last week I was feeling a little bit more down as it was hitting me quite hard, and I was really wanting to reach for cozy fantasy books. So The Bee Sting was just not what I was in the mood for. It was requiring a lot of thought. It's definitely a book that I know that I'll love. It's just not the right time for it. So I put that down. I picked up a book by the author of Howl's Moving Castle. It's Diana Wynne Jones, I think. I was going to pick up Howl's Moving Castle because I also haven't read that, but I've seen the movie. But I wanted to dive into something completely like new and something I didn't know anything about. So I picked up this book called Hexwood, and it is very fun. It's for young adults and like a middle grade age range. But I am struggling so much with some of the concepts. It's very sci-fi heavy in parts. There's like this element where they go like outer space and they talk about the whole like forest and what's happening in the forest, and it's very confusing for you to follow. I think I'm mostly understanding it, and I think I'll get it more because I'm only halfway through at the moment, so I'm going to try and finish reading that today. That was the point I was going to. Yeah, it is quite sci-fi heavy, which I don't read a lot of, so I think I'm struggling in that aspect, but I think it may make sense the more I read. It's all set in this like in this forest woods kind of thing that's under this spell of this machine that warps time, and there's like different realities and they're all like warping and not making sense, and there's like robots, and it's a bit crazy, but it's really fun, really good escapism, and yeah, I'm really liking it so far. So I'll give you my thoughts on that after I finish reading it today. But then the last book, this book I read last week, is a graphic novel because I wanted something very lighthearted, very easy to read, and just easy to concentrate on. So I bought this book maybe 2 or 3 years ago and I still haven't read it yet, but I read it yesterday and the day before. This is Lightfall by Tim Probert. This book is gorgeous. It's also a very young adult book, but I loved it so much. The illustrations, I'll show you some examples. The illustrations are gorgeous and the story is so sweet. I wish it was a movie. Like, look at that. It's all about like the quest to find like the last light that's left in the world, and it's very wholesome and has the cutest characters. And yeah, there's 2 more books in the series, so I think I will go and get it actually. I have been wanting to get more into graphic novels. I just think some of the illustrations are just gorgeous, and I just love appreciating the artwork. And yeah, oh, look at this. It's just so gorgeous, so I really, really, really love this one. And yeah, that is what I read last week, and this week I'm going to finish reading Hexwood, and I think I'm going to continue my fantasy mood because I'm still in a mood for fantasy. So this is a big announcement. I think I might be starting Fourth Wing, which I think every single person has read except for me. I don't know how I'm going to like it. I have a feeling I'm not going to like it, but it could surprise me. I've heard so many mixed reviews, probably the most mixed reviews of any book with Fourth Wing. I have friends that absolutely love it. I have friends that hated it. So I'm really excited to see what my opinion will be of that book and escape into another fantasy world. I am just in the biggest mood for fantasy this week. So yeah, that is my update, and now I am going to go through some more of my books and do some more packing. It's kind of chaos here today. My brother just brought up some more of my books and my kitchen stuff, and yeah, it's all happening. I have to be moved out of my place in Melbourne in about 2 weeks and have it all done by then. So yeah, that is the update, and yeah. Daisy. I've just gone through the books that have been brought up to put some into storage and then to keep some out just in case I want to read them in the next 2 months. I'm very much a mood reader, so I'm not sure what I'm going to read, so I've just kind of narrowed it down to some that I might want to read and some that I definitely don't want to read, because the books will be going into storage for quite a long time and I'm not sure what I'm going to read in the next 2 months. These are the books that I possibly might read in the next 2 months. I also have more over there, but the rest have gone into storage, and then these ones all need to go into storage. And my little bookend. A lot of them are books that I've already read as well, and yeah, these are some that I might read soon. Happy Wednesday, everyone. I have gone into town again, just waiting in the car while my mum does her supermarket shop. But I went to the op shop to get some secondhand books, and this is what I got. I got the first Robin Hood book, Assassin's Apprentice. This book has been recommended to me as a fantasy long series. And I got a fun little YA fantasy, I think it is, Wildwood, which it looks quite young adult, but it looks really wholesome and it has pictures as well, and it's really cute shape and illustrations. So yeah, I got those two. I finished reading Hexwood yesterday morning, and that was just the most wild, crazy ride that I've ever been through in a sci-fi fantasy. I did not know what was happening half the time. I was so shocked that it was actually a young adult book because the concepts were so hard for me to grasp. It was all about this machine that was warping time in the woods, and it was making past and present kind of mix, so things were happening out of order, and characters were more than one character, and they were from outer space and they were also from Earth, and there were dragons that were also people, and there was a big battle at the end, and it was fun, but I feel like it just lost me a bit because it was so confusing. It did make a little bit more sense at the end, but I had to use a lot of brain power to understand what I was reading, and I wanted a fun, lighthearted read, so I think I ended up giving it about 3.5 stars because I did like it. Yeah, it was just a bit all over the place, which I kind of enjoy from a sci-fi. I like being a little bit confused, but yeah, I was very lost in this one. And then yesterday I started reading Fourth Wing. So initially I thought I wasn't gonna like it, and after the first page I was like, I don't know, but I stuck with it, and now I have read 130 pages yesterday, and I'm really enjoying it actually. I have gone into it knowing that it's a silly, like, kind of predictable, romancy fantasy. I know there's gonna be like tropes of like a love triangle and enemies to lovers and all that kind of thing, which is fine, but I'm just loving the dragon aspect of it, and the training and the school and the fantasy vibes I think are very fun. See, I'm really enjoying it. It's very fast paced, very easy to get into, not a big amount of world building. I'm gonna go home now, probably have a big nap because I had a really bad sleep last night and had to get up early today, so I am going to have a nap, and then I might just spend the rest of the day reading Fourth Wing, and I'll update you on my thoughts. Today is my last day with long hair. I put it in curlers last night to celebrate my last day of having long hair, and a lady actually complimented my hair today in the bathroom. She's like, "Oh, you got beautiful long hair," and I said, "Oh, I'm cutting my hair," and she's like, "No." So yeah, tomorrow is the day where I get the chop. I'm thinking very short. I have a few inspo photos because I've done like bobs like this length in the past, but I'm thinking a nice chic look. I don't know how it will look with my thick orange hair, but I don't know. Nice fresh start. And then I'm getting my results from my doctor tomorrow about my POTS and my heart rate, so that's exciting. Another step forward. And yeah. Hi everyone. Happy Thursday. I have got all my hair chopped off. I love it so much. I it's just so nice and light and a nice fresh start, and yeah, I am obsessed. I'm so happy. I have had the craziest day today. I went to my doctor's this morning and I got the results back from my heart monitor, and she said they were quite high. The highest my heart went up to was about 150 when standing, and I wasn't doing any exercise or anything too hard. So that was just from sitting to standing. So she's diagnosed me officially with POTS, which is great to have that final like closure and knowing what's wrong with me and what's causing my symptoms. And she's also given me some medication to go on. She's also referred me to a specialist that I can go to help. They help manage chronic pain, chronic fatigue and POTS, and they help you do like a plan to get back on your feet a bit. So that is very exciting. And then as I was getting my hair cut today, I got a call from Centrelink and my disability support pension has been successful, and I will be getting payments because I am unable to work and I am unable to make any money at the moment. So that's been successful, which is just so amazing. I am so incredibly grateful that that actually worked, and it's been months and months and months of waiting and like lots of days and weeks and months with no work and no money, and yeah, it's just a great bit of support that I've really needed and been missing. So yeah, today is a great day. I am very burnt out though. I'm very tired, so I'm gonna go rest. I have not done any reading since my last update, but I'm gonna do a lot of reading of Fourth Wing tonight, and yeah, that is my update for the moment. Hi everyone, it is Sunday night. I had a really lovely day and weekend yesterday. My friends came up where I'm living at the moment to have a little holiday getaway weekend because they live about 3-4 hours away from where I live. And they were staying nearby. They came and visited my town, and we went to the waterfall near my house, and we went to the market and went out for lunch, and it was really lovely. I wasn't going to stay with them at their accommodation, but I kind of just felt like going and having a nice night with them, which ended up resulting in me having a really, really bad crash today and last night. Yeah, I kind of regret going and pushing myself so much, but I also had a really nice time with them. But yeah, I'm probably having one of the worst crashes that I've had in a very, very long time. Really bad migraine, full body aches and pains, and just really not feeling well. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do a vlog next week because I have to move everything out of my place in Melbourne next week and do a full clean, and I have to work, and I'm currently crashing and not feeling well, so I might postpone the vlog till the week after. And I also don't have any reading updates for you guys because I've been sleeping a lot, so I have not read any more of Fourth Wing, but I will have some updates for you in the next vlog that I post. I will finish Fourth Wing by then, I promise. And yeah, I'm really excited to finish the read of it and dive back into the fantasy world and read more about dragons. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say, just a quick little update to finish off this vlog. But thank you for watching if you did, and I'll see you all on the next vlog.